Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. I'm your host, Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to break down those barriers and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're encouraging you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. We got this. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. Today is going to be a really fun episode, and I say that because we're already laughing and giggling, and I have Sarah D here. She can tell you her last name, but we don't go by it because it is crazy. Nobody can spell it. Only she can. And I have her here, and we have never recorded a podcast episode together, mostly because our brains together they get all weird, and it goes all over the place. So we are going to keep it together today, are we, Sarah? Or are we just going to probably be ourselves, because that's what this is all about. But welcome. Let's get crazy.
Okay, I'm ready. I mean...
You ready?
Yeah, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're going to try, but that's just not how we roll.
It's not how we... Well, we always try.
Yeah.
It just goes where it's supposed to go. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some fun and hang out, and we want to bring you along for the ride. So welcome, Sarah. Can you tell us a bit about you and where your passion for spreading joy got started?
Ooh. Okay, those are big questions.
And I gave you these questions before we started recording, so don't even pretend.
And I'm looking at my notes right now. Honestly, I made
I'm
notes.
Just joking.
I made notes, but it's like, tell me a bit about yourself. That is like, where do you start? But
where do you start?
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. Okay, what I said is I'm a goofball with a big heart. That's where I started. Like, I can be serious when I need to be, but if I don't have to be, why would I want to be? Because I don't like starting with the whole, I'm a mom and I'm a wife, like, because those are things of me, but that's not who I am, who Sarah is. But I am a mom. I have 2 kids, 5 and 8. I have a fur baby. I have a husband. You know, I'm a daughter, a sister, a friend, a bestie, all those things. But me as Sarah I'm just somebody that loves to have a good time. I'll try anything once, but I am also like a sensitive soul. I'm an empath. I feel things very, very deeply. So I can get really like excited and riled up and kind of bonkers, low-key bonkers, but also I could just cry my eyes out if something hits me the right way.
Well, you got the crazy part right, which is the truth. But the thing is, too, I think you forgot a really important piece being what you do, which is crochet. Sarah is a wonderful crochet artist, and I don't think she remembers to pump her tires. Can you tell us a little bit about Free Spirit Stitches and how that got started?
Yeah. So your second part of the question, right, about spreading joy.
About how your journey of spreading joy.
Exactly. And to that, I think I've just always had that drive and passion. Like, I think that's something that I just have innately and have always had. And that's, joy, that's a big, huge thing. But it's also in all the little things. Even like I remember like growing up and my mom, the way she would make things whimsical and magical, and not in an over the top way, but just fun, especially around the holidays, or like, so for Valentine's Day, because can I say we're recording this on Valentine's Day?
Today we are recording this on Valentine's Day.
Cut that
because
out.
Sarah's my Valentine.
Cut that out. Cut that out if that's faux pas. But she would just, have like a little note and a cute little candy or this. And it was never anything extravagant, but it made the mundane of day to day a little bit more joyful and a little bit more magical. And I've always enjoyed that. And I remember like something too, at Christmas time, we had a dog growing up and now they have a cat. We would get Christmas gifts from the animals. It would be like, to Sarah, love Sasha. And they were always like the most fun, silly little gifts. So it's just those things. is in me. And I love doing that today. And I love doing that. I've always loved trying to either like I love when you find that perfect gift. And it's not all about money. I just want to say joy's not all about money, but it's just that thought and the effort that's put behind these different actions bring me joy. Also because I see it bringing other people joy that I do those things for. And so I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So with crochet and my crochet business, I started that the fall of 2019. I'm really glad I did. It was something that was scary, but also something I've always been a creative person and crafty, always having one hobby or another ever since I was a little kid. And crochet just hit me in a different way. And it was something that brought me a lot of joy because it also brought me peace and calmness and slowness. So, yep, I can be a little bit bonkers. But the crochet and having those crafts, it does balance that out. And there's so much joy also in the quiet and the peace and the calmness where I can recharge. And that is something that's extremely important to me and brings me a lot of joy, which it ripples out to everybody else. So I started my business in 2019 and I didn't really know exactly where it was going to go, what I was going to do. Obviously, we know what happened shortly thereafter, the fall of 2019. And it happened at the perfect time because that really helped me through a lot of what was to come. It was a saving grace for me to have something very joyful for me to focus on and amongst all of the chaos and uncertainty. Having
and the kids being home.
Well, yeah, having all of us. So all four of us were home for 3 or 4 months, 24/7 together. And that was a lot. But the mission that I have with my crochet business is to create more joy in the world. Any way that I can and that you can. And that's me also showing people that you can do it too. It isn't just me saying, this is how I can do it for you. You can also do it for yourself and then for other people. And then they do it for themselves and for other people. So you can see how that really ripples out. And who doesn't want more joy? Right?
Right. Who doesn't want more joy? As I sit here with a bucket of Jolly Ranchers beside me, like there's always a little bit of joy over here.
Exactly.
And it's knowing those little things. And I like, if you see Sarah's creations out in the wild, like they are the most joyful things you'll experience. There's something about the magic that she puts in these pieces that just blows you away. And I will link all of Sarah's stuff in the show notes so you can be able to go and check out her beautiful pieces. But there's just like, you can look at it and just the colors that you choose and the things that you create. It's just stunning. Like, it just is joy. Sarah is joy. And if you were to say, like, who is Sarah? Like, she's joy.
Thank you.
And crazy joy.
Yes.
And I love that. I think that's what attracted me to you, to be friends with you. We met at a conference in June of 2021, right? 2021? 2022?
2022.
I was like, what? When was this? 2022.
What year is it?
And there wasn't many of us out-of-towners at this event. And so I think you've probably heard Jamie and I talk on our podcast episodes about it, the shift event. And we just we're like, we're going to ask someone to go to dinner with us. And well, Sarah was the last one there. And so she was the one that we brought to dinner. And it was just in that moment where we really just sat down and got to know each other and experienced our joy together, like when we sit and things get crazy, and in a really beautiful way. It complements the connection that we have, and I think there's something really special there. So she radiates joy, and you will be attracted to it when you meet Sarah. Wink, wink. What do you currently do for work, Sarah? And where is the big dream and vision that you have for your life?
Okay, so by day, I work in IT. So that's my quote unquote 9 to 5. And then I have my crochet business that we just spoke about. So yeah, in and amongst the evenings and weekends when I'm not doing the mom thing, I have my crochet business. And also I just started a joy coaching business because again, I'm really taking my mission to heart. And that's something that has been on my heart for quite a while. But I didn't necessarily quite have the confidence to take that leap. And now I have. I'm not saying that I'm completely confident, but I did it and I'm really excited.
What does that mean, joy coaching?
Yeah, what does that mean? So joy coaching.
I know that's it's a big question.
It is, but which is also, I mean, it's a big question. So that to me just has so much room for opportunity and different things, and you can make it what you want. And that's the biggest thing. So I'm not going to say you will do A, B, C, and you will have a more joyful life, because joy for myself, joy for you, joy for somebody else is completely different. So it is a journey. And with joy coaching, I'm there to help guide you so that you can figure out what it is. You can remember what joy is. Because I find right now a lot of us are stuck like on that hamster wheel of life, or we even just wake up Monday morning and hit the autopilot button and we just go, and we don't have something to sort of put little pebbles or bumps in our journey through the day or through the week to say, whoa, did I do something for myself, or did I do something that brings me joy, that lights me up? And again, it could just be 5 minutes of sitting in the quiet, drinking coffee, or it could be getting outside, taking your dog for a walk, or just quietly, peacefully walking through the woods, whatever that is. I'm here to help you figure that out and support you and help you in making that a priority. Because it's really easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow, or oh, I'll go start that next week. But do you actually? Chances are you don't. So I just want to bring joy back to top of mind, and knowing it's okay to do things for yourself. It's okay to be lit up by something and want to do it and actually do it. So.
And what's something that brings you joy?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of things. Crochet, obviously, is a huge one. That brings me lots of joy. Just hanging out at home with my husband and kids, even if it's just, 5 minutes, if I can get 5 minutes of the children getting along, I just kind of sit back and smile and watch whatever's happening. That is really joyful. Hanging out with my friends. I am very fortunate to have an awesome group of friends, a couple awesome groups of friends that I love spending time with. So that's huge. And also just reading my spicy books.
Sarah does love her spicy books.
And yeah, if anybody has any recommendations, send them my way, please. And just also spending time, just alone time with myself, brings me lots of joy.
I love that. You didn't even mention your dog once. Does he not bring you joy?
My dog once. Oh, he does.
I only just learned recently that Sarah had a dog. I was like, you have a dog? You've never once mentioned your dog. But, it happens.
I'm a bad dog mom.
He's a nice dog. He's so sweet. I love it.
He is very sweet.
That's awesome, Sarah. And I think for you to even know some of those things is just such a beautiful thing. And it's something that a lot of people admire of you, that you take that time. Like, you've always prioritized taking time for things that bring you joy, like going to retreats or going to trips, even all by yourself. I remember you said one time you went to a silent retreat, and I'm just like, what? And those things are just like pieces that you prioritize to bring joy into your life and to make sure that you can show up as a wonderful business owner and a wonderful mom and a wonderful wife and as a wonderful version of Sarah, like even besides all those things. And I think there's something really special about that you take time. And now that you're going to be helping people also do that, because I'm the same way. Yeah, I'll say like, oh yeah, I'm going to totally go take that spin class. Like I'm going to go do those things. And then the afternoon gets away from me, the week gets away from me, and I forget to prioritize the things that bring me joy. And so Yeah, how would you tell someone who's struggling, like I am, to prioritize the things that bring them joy? What would you tell them just to stay accountable or just to show up?
I would say to start small, right? I know that we like to, if we put goals in place or something, we think that they have to be these huge aspirational goals. But even if it's just setting a timer and for 5 minutes, doing something for you, doing something that you're going to try to see if it brings you joy. Because that's the other thing. You might have really forgotten or disconnected from all of that. But just start small. So set a timer for 5 minutes, or even I love to have people do like a joy journal, sort of like the gratitude journal, where throughout the day, like write down 3 things that brought you joy. Not and it could just be the fact that, like I said, you sat and because we have lots of beautiful snow now. And so just like staring out the window for 30 seconds and just seeing all of the snow on the trees and it hasn't been disturbed in the yard, like that, to me, that is very joyful. And so write down 3 things from that day that brought you joy. If you need a reminder, set an alarm for 2 times in the day, like midday or sometime in the evening after supper, so that you can, because if you're focusing on it and paying attention to it, you're going to see more of it and realize that there is more joy happening in your day. But also too, one thing I do want to add is it isn't always all sunshine and rainbows, and figuring out what brings you joy is going to be some work. And there's inner work to it, because just like, the saying, you can't have the lightness without the darkness. Same thing for joy. You can't have all this high joy vibes without the sadness or the anger. And that's okay. And so feeling all of the feelings is the beautiful thing that, to me, even if I'm, I don't know, in a low point, afterwards, I can appreciate the beautiful joyfulness of that, because we're human and we're alive and we have these feelings. And so it is to remember, you don't always have to be like, okay, it must be like high vibing joy all the time. No, the joy is also in all of that work that can be scary and uncomfortable, but there will be joy on the other side and in and amongst it all.
Yeah, I love that. What a great way to think about it too, because yeah, when it comes to joy, we think it has to be happiness all the time and beautiful rainbows and everything's great and sunshine and life's so beautiful. But you have to look at those dark pieces too. And I think that's what scares people about happiness sometimes as well, because it means that there is also sadness and we have to face it. It's part of life and it's part of growth. And I love that you're helping people navigate through that. I think that's something really special that not a lot of people are doing. So if you're listening to this and you're like, damn, I need some more joy in my life, Sarah's the girl to call. You got to call my girl Sarah and hang out with her. But let's dive into your confidence journey. Can you tell us about your current confidence, like how you feeling, and past confident versions of yourself? Like how did you take that shift into really accepting yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Current. I feel happy and I feel at peace and content with who I am currently. But just like we said, on the other side of the spectrum, I'm also scared and unsure and somewhat not confident. And I think those are feelings that I've always had. But if I think about past versions, it was more so the scared and unsure and not confident. They really overshadowed the happiness and the excitedness and the thrill of being confident and doing something and stepping into myself and fully living as I am and as I want. My past versions, yeah, were definitely not as confident.
I think there was one in particular that you were telling me about recently that you're like, I think we should talk about that on the podcast. I think it was after you might have had Violet.
Oh, right. Yeah. So after I had Violet, so right now she's 8.5, which is crazy to think. She thinks she's 14. But anyways, so I was on mat leave for a year, and as any new mom, or probably just moms in general, we just feel like, what the hell are we doing? We have no clue. They let us leave the hospital with this human, and we're supposed to keep it alive and like teach it stuff and do all these things. But that rocks your confidence quite a bit because you're hormonal, you're sleep deprived. There's so many things going on while you're trying to keep this little itty bitty human alive. And I was not feeling confident at all. Didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. And I felt like that trickled into other aspects of my life and just sort of became me at that point. So fast forward a bit and I go back to work, and a couple coworkers had said, "Hey, do you know how to crochet?" I said, "No." They're like, "Do you want to?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll try it." It's like I said, I will try anything once, see if I like it. And so there was a group of us that at lunchtime we would get together, and one of the other girls at work was teaching us and got us started. And then we just kind of took off with it. And for me, I just really took off on it because it brought me back to a piece of myself that I was before I had kids. And there's such this polarizing, like these thoughts of, oh, I gotta be the old me before kids. And you're always like missing her and maybe grieving her. And that's just natural. And you're not going to be that same person you were before you had kids. But I just desperately wanted to get that creativeness back, that craftiness back. And so crochet did that for me. And by me sitting down and having, even if it was a few moments, because with crochet, it's really awesome that you can just throw your yarn in a bag, pick it up when you need to, throw it back down. So it was really conducive to a life of being a new mom. But finishing a project gave me that boost of confidence that I needed. And it kept me going back. And I wanted to learn new skills and different stitches and do new projects and take on different things that might be scary for a newbie crocheter, but I was trying it anyways. And it wasn't pretty. So I'm not saying like the way my pieces look today was not the way that they looked when I first started whatsoever. But with every stitch and every project that I would finish, I was gaining my confidence back. And so I was gaining my confidence back as Sarah, as the creative, as the crocheter now. But that then rippled into the other aspects of my life as a mom and as a wife and as a this, right? So it really, it did just such a beautiful thing for my confidence, crochet did.
Are you thankful for the person who invited you to find that joy in their life? That little thing like, hey, do you want to try crochet?
Oh, I am. And I think about it constantly, all the time. And I actually recently saw her in person, and I was telling her about it. So I was like reminiscing about it with her. I was like, remember when, and it is such a beautiful thing because I didn't know and she didn't know. Like, you don't know the impact that you could have on somebody else or the impact you can have on yourself by stepping outside of your comfort zone a little bit and just trying something different. And oh yeah, no, I'm so thankful because I can't imagine not crocheting. But if I would have been like, you know what, I don't got time for this, and just walked away, well, like I know we wouldn't be here talking because it was all those little steps and all those little things that happened to bring you on that journey. So yeah, 100%.
Oh, I feel like really emotional here. Like even just like hearing you speak about it in that way. Like imagine if you had said like, I don't have time for that. Like I'm a new mom. Like I got a lot of stuff going on. Like I don't have time to play with some hookers. Like I I just can't even imagine like, well, obviously I wouldn't know you. Like who who you'd be. Like Sarah and crochet go hand in hand when it comes to like how I know you and see you. She's the girl that like literally always has a ball of yarn in her purse and brought her own outfit to this event that we recently went to. And she's like, oh, I'm going to finish this before the event. We flew in on Thursday. The event was Sunday or Saturday. She didn't finish it. It's still not done. But she had the ambition to try to crochet her own outfit before we went to this event. And I just, yeah, it's really powerful. Like if you would have said, I don't have time for that right now, where you'd be right now and who you'd be right now would be a totally different version of yourself. Like you chased joy.
Yeah, I have goosebumps when you said that because I really have no idea. I really don't. But the other really important piece of that story in that same time is I started going to therapy. And so, and I can't remember which one happened first, you know, the whole chicken or egg thing, but I started going to therapy, and that by leaps and bounds has helped my confidence journey as well. So those two things, like saying yes to myself and chasing the joy of what I didn't know if I would love it or not. And I do, obviously, but then also therapy will be like that other side of the spectrum, because that is definitely not sunshine and rainbows. But having those two things, I'm just kind of putting that together now as we're talking. But having those two things, again, it's the light and the dark, and it puts you on this beautiful journey. And slowly but surely, my confidence was coming back, but then also leaps and bounds of what it was before. And I wouldn't have started a crochet business at all if I wasn't doing that work, right? For myself, like that inner work. And there was no way I would have had the confidence to start my own business.
Yeah. That's a great way to look at it too, that light and that dark, the two things. What a great pair. Because as I'm with you, like therapy has gotten me through a lot of dark seasons and places where I needed the growth. And I, again, don't think I would have a podcast, or I don't think I'd be sitting here had I not done that hard, oh, I hate it so much, hard work. So I love that you've made that point and shared that with us today. I feel like this is a great segue into the confidence and crochet experience. I don't know about you, but that feels like the right segue.
I mean, listen, we couldn't have planned that better if we tried.
I know. Again, I'm telling you, we just flow really well together. Can you tell me who's the light and who's the dark here?
Oh, I do not know.
So Sarah and I really wanted to sit down and create this podcast episode today because we have a wonderful event coming up called the Confidence and Crochet Experience. And I wanted you to fall in love with Sarah like I have, and for you to see that side of her. And also just to share a little bit about this day experience that we have created for you. This is something that's been on our hearts since margaritas at that first shift event. I'm pretty sure I said it to you at dinner, right?
Yeah, you did. And I was like, yeah cool, that sounds fun. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
And here we are, like 8 months later,
but we're
finally
doing it.
Actually putting it together.
Don't say finally, like we're doing it. Like we made it happen.
We're doing it.
And it's happening when it should happen.
Booked.
Yeah. Right?
It's booked. Everything's ready. And so, Sarah, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about this day that we have planned?
Okay, let's see if I get the deets right. You let me know.
What's the date?
Right? So April 1st, which is a Saturday.
2023.
Yeah, April 1st, Saturday, 2023. It's a full day experience, full day thing. So it starts at 10, probably go to about 4-ish. And yeah, we just want to bring a group of amazing people together, because I think that's the exciting thing too with the two of us, Jess, is like we're going to attract, and we already do attract, some amazing people, which is super fun. And so I'm going to take you on a bit of a crochet journey and teach you the basics and send you home. You're going to make something that you're going to go home with. And the thing that I really want to stress here about that part of the day is I don't want that to scare people away from coming, because spoiler alert, it's not about you finishing something, or if you finish it, it looks fabulous. It's just about doing something outside of your comfort zone, because that is going to give you those little ripples and those little boosts of confidence to keep doing and keep trying. You may totally not like it at all, and that's cool. I'll just cry when you leave, but that's fine, but you're trying something.
It's about that trying something new that you talked about earlier, right? Like just doing something out of your comfort zone. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how to crochet. So Sarah's also going to be teaching me. So if anyone is like, I've never crocheted, like I used to crochet actually when Glenn lived in Newfoundland and I was super lonely. I would go meet the girls at the coffee shop and crochet. I made a blanket once. It's not very good, but I did make something. So I have done it before. I'm not going to come up and be like, I've never done this before, but I do not know how to crochet. And so Sarah is almost using me as a test dummy on if we can actually teach someone to make something, because I don't know how to do this either. So don't let the fear or your perfectionism or anything hold you back from coming to something like this, because I'm right there with you. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, like that's not what it's about. And like I said, you never know. You say yes to this, you don't know what it could lead to. You don't know what impact it could have. And just like disclaimer on the side, I have taught people how to crochet, so it is possible. So it's not like I'm totally...
Sarah does have a course to teach you how to crochet. She knows what she's doing.
At this. I
don't know what I'm doing. She knows what she's doing. I think what's really cool too is like this day is going to be a wonderful day of friendship too. So the activity of us learning to crochet, where Sarah's going to walk us through, we're going to have snacks, and we're just going to have a wonderful group. There's only 10 spots available, a wonderful group of people who want to come together and just connect with others. It doesn't really necessarily even have to be about the crochet, or it doesn't have to be about the confidence piece of it. It can be about making some really great lasting friendships that come from spending a day together. Like the place that we have, like that we've rented, oh man, like I can see the friendships budding on this beautiful like sectional couch that we have. It's just like the coziest vibe. It's called the Brewery Park Loft.
The Brewery Loft?
Anyways, we'll put that in.
You go to the deets in the show notes, and
everything will be down there. But this is a beautiful, beautiful spot where I really do see connection and creation happening. So yeah, we'll have the morning of the crochet aspect, and the afternoon we'll have lunch included and everything. And then in the afternoon, we're going to be focusing a lot on that confidence aspect. So really you get a crochet workshop and a confidence workshop all in one day experience, plus the connection that you're going to have with the other people there. And just, I don't know if you've ever been in the room with Sarah D and I, it is a good time. Like it's a party.
It is a party, man.
If you're looking for a great Saturday afternoon party, which you might be like, really, crochet? But you know what? Until you've seen Sarah's creations, they are a party. And don't let her Instagram and her creations scare you into being like, I could never do what she's doing. We are doing something pretty simple.
If I remember, I'll bring the first thing that I ever crocheted, and then that'll probably make you feel better about trying something. And yeah, I am not intimidating. I hope I'm not. I don't think that's the vibe I put off. But yeah.
You are not intimidating, but I think if someone were to only see your craft booth or the things that you create, it could be intimidating, just because like I see them and I'm like, those are so nice. Like, damn girl, like how did you whip those up? So that can be intimidating, but you yourself are not intimidating.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm really excited for this day, and I'm glad it's happening and that we're getting the ball rolling on it. So if you're listening to this and you're just like, oh man, like we should mention it's in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So for those who are local or want to even come in and spend the day with us, it is April 1st at 10 a.m. and here in Halifax, and tickets are $197. But for the next week, early bird price, you can use the code earlybird at the ticket and you'll get $50 off. So just for the first week only until the 18th. So that's Saturday, the 18th, up until midnight, you'll be able to get that $50 off for the early bird. And then after that, tickets are going to go back up to $197. That includes your lunch. It includes all your crochet materials that you need. It includes both the crochet workshop and the confidence workshop. It includes an awesome day in this beautiful loft that we're going to be hanging out in. It's just going to be a good day.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And two, if you think, I don't know why I said two, because I never said one. However,
Two.
two, one, I'm super excited. Two, if you just even felt like a little like tingle or like a little spark of something, don't squash it because you don't have someone to come with, or you don't think one of your friends will come, or that's not their thing. If I would have done that, again, I would not be here. I went to that event last year in Newfoundland, not knowing anybody that was going other than one of the people that was putting on the event. And obviously she had stuff to do. She wasn't hanging out with me the whole time. So I went to that event by myself, not knowing anybody. And then like, look where we're at. Right. So if you even had that little, oh, that sounds fun, don't squash it. You can be scared and come anyways, but we're going to like bring you in to this vibey,
Energy.
cozy place, and we'll make you feel supported and safe. And you got two friends already, me and Jess. We're going to be your friends. So you got friends there already.
And that's a great point too, because I was really nervous for that event too. I'm actually nervous and anxious about every event, even if I'm the host. I always, and I just like feel it in my gut. I'm like, oh God, why did I plan? Why did I say yes? Why am I going to this? But there's a reason for every single one of these. There's a reason, there's a connection, there's a person, there's a purpose. And I'm so grateful that I followed it, because again, yeah, had I not followed that the first time, Sarah and I wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't be creating this experience. And I remember that day, that first event, and I had one friend with me, but I literally was pooping my pants the entire time. And it was just like the scariest thing to walk into that room and be in a new province and be around people I didn't know. But I walked away with so many friendships and opportunities and business mentors. And again, this is a much smaller scale. There's only going to be 12 of us, including Sarah and I. But that means it's going to be intimate. There's going to be space for you to use your voice and practice speaking up and practice your confidence in a space that's safe. Like, if you listen to this podcast, you know the people here are cool. Like, they want you to be yourself. And it's not just us. Sarah is laughing. We're cool, yeah. But like, no, the people who listen to this podcast, the people who come to the socials, they're like wonderful people who want you to be yourself and like will encourage you to be yourself. So if you want to get in a room of people who want you to be you and allow you to be you, like you can have a whole different identity with us if you want. The one that you truly want to be. And this is going to be a whole day where you can practice that. So I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm excited to learn how to create something, because I've been wanting to be more creative, but I haven't made the time for it. So I think this is an awesome opportunity for me too.
Yeah, we'll get you. You'll get that bug.
We'll get you.
I'll get you. I'll get you.
I can't wait. Can you tell our listeners where they can connect with you online and what they can expect from Free Spirit Stitches?
Yeah, so I spend most of my time on Instagram. So at Free Spirit Stitches. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but like I said, Instagram is my jam. It's kind of all I can handle. So that's where you can find me. You'll find, posts and pictures of the different items and where I might be at a particular craft fair in and around HRM. Then, you'll see kind of behind the scenes in my stories. So that's usually where I hang out a lot. It's just what the kiddos are doing, what I'm doing, and just it's a bunch of silliness, really. Just me showing up as me, as authentically as I want. I try and hold myself to that. And I love connecting with folks on there. So if you've been wanting to say hi, or now you want to say hi, like, do it.
And can you tell us where they can find your podcast as well?
Yeah, so I have a podcast, Create More Joy is what it's called. And that is on really all like the big main kind of podcast streams, like Spotify, Apple, yeah.
Google.
So yeah, exactly. So I do have, you can find that, also links to that, like on my Instagram and to my website. So everything kind of is linked within my Instagram. So yeah, go check it out.
Awesome. And I will put it all in the show notes too, so that people can go and check it out and listen to your podcast and hang out with you and just soak up all your joy. I think that it's wonderful to have Sarah in your pocket for when you're not feeling joyful yourself. Just like borrow a little bit of hers, and it feels really good.
Yeah.
I have some questions that I ask every guest that comes on the podcast. You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
What is your favorite compliment to receive?
Ooh, favorite compliment. I do like how, because we just talked about this like last week about our love languages. And so words of affirmation is one of mine. So you just tell me whatever you want. But
I was thinking like nice butt.
Yeah, like I'll take that because I like my butt. So thanks. So if you tell me something along the lines, like if I've helped you or even just made your day a little bit brighter, I love to hear that. One way I like to do that is being funny. I think I'm super funny. So if you tell me I'm hilarious, that is, yeah, I think that's the sweet spot. Just tell me I'm funny.
Oh, Sarah, you're so funny. Oh my gosh.
Oh, love you.
What is your favorite thing to do to boost your mood when you're feeling grumpy?
A few different things. I love music. So putting on like a song or an album that I'm really into right now that I can dance to, or if I just know all the words, I really, really love that. So I can just like belt it out. But then also too is just having a little bit of quiet time and me time. Because usually if I'm grumpy, it means I need to like recharge my energy. So I'm taking some quiet time to like do Netflix or crochet or read. Will make me happy.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I don't often think of it as like, oh, the thing I need to do when I'm feeling grumpy is to like be alone. But that is definitely for me. I need to be alone. Close the door. Don't talk to me. Just let me be, because it's going to fill me back up. Introvert life. Mm-hmm. Introvert life.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's usually because I'm like overstimulated or there's like too much going on. So I need to just have a little bit of time.
I love that. Do you have a song or quote that boosts your confidence?
To me, like I said, music's a big thing. I love music. So I would say really songs that can boost my confidence is anything from like the early 2000s that I would have been dancing to, like in my downtown days at the bars. Just that kind of 5-year span usually it makes me feel pretty good, and I'm feeling pretty badass when I listen to them.
I like that. That's a good time. Those are some good songs. And I was hoping you were going to say that song that you know all the words to. That's like your karaoke song.
Oh yeah. I mean that too. That is true. That just that comes out like
once or twice a year.
Yeah, exactly.
When we need it.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for being here, for spreading your joy with us and sharing your truth and sharing a little bit more about the confidence and crochet experience. I'm excited.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was fun. I mean, we're just hanging out. Isn't this
the best way to spend Valentine's Day?
It is. The snow is so beautiful, and I'm hanging with my girl Jess.
I love it.
I couldn't ask for anything better.
Now we are all filled with joy. We can go out into the world and spread our light where we need it.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming on. And if you want more information on confidence and crochet, you want more information on Sarah, just check the show notes. Get it while it's early bird prices. And there's only 10 spots available. So snag your spot, right, Sarah?
You got it. Get it.
I am so grateful that we could connect today. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a friend or on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me grow this community and get my message out there. And don't forget, you deserve to embrace your truth. It's time to live life your way.